Hello friends, neighbors, John your neighbor here. Welcome down the Nook. I know it's midweek, but I'm still on holidays, so I've got a couple of cool sample bottles from Paul. These are whiskeys from Israel, Tel Aviv to be exact. It's M&H Distillery, so I don't know if they're available in your market. They've been here about a year, and I've heard good things. I have had a sip out of each of these. I can't say I'm deep enough to give a critical review, but if you would come back, I'd like to share some thoughts of this single malt. This one's from their Apex series called the Dead Sea. And then this one, part of their Arts and Craft or Art and Craft series, is a single malt aged in a DoppleBock beer cask. So if you've got any single malts, a little stronger, I think these are in the 50%. Even better, if you've got a little M&H, why don't you pour a dram, come on back, and we'll just share some thoughts on this pretty interesting whiskey. 3, 4. As I said in the opener, Paul came by and gave me these bottles to sample. Paul, you're a gentleman. This is M&H, part of their Apex series. M&H is out of Tel Aviv, Israel. I went to their website. I wish I had been there in person, and they mentioned they're like an urban distillery, part of the city landscape, so that's pretty cool. Each of these products, at least, are natural color, non-chill filtered. I think probably all of their products are that. And this one is a stronger 56.2%. It's a single malt. No age stamp on this, but it, clearly being the Dead Sea expression is aged, I think at one of the lowest places on Earth, if not the lowest place on Earth, and it has significant heat and I was going to say extreme temperatures, but anyways, very, very hot temperatures. So I imagine there's quite a bit of intense interaction in the oak. So let's talk this one, Apex Dead Sea from M&H. It is rich, malty, spicy, and a little bit of floral vanilla is going on, so it's aromatic. I wonder what that spice is, because it's only typical, maybe a little bit of ginger, but it's got a little bit of something else, maybe nutmeg going on, not cinnamons and cracked peppers right now. It's a little bit different, like a different kind of oak or wood spice. And a little bit nutty. Let's give it a try. Slancha, cheers. I'm actually not sure how they cheers in Israel. Someone can tell me. Cheers. That was a really tasty dram. Leans into malty, oaky, spicy. There could be a little bit of fruit in there, but it's a little bit kind of an exotic fruit. So it's not a typical orchard fruit. It's again a kind of a nutty, spicy. I was gonna say edge of mango, but that's very tropical fruity. That's not what I'm saying. But there's a little bit of something that I could say has some fruit notes to it, but not an orchard fruit, not a typical fruit that I have quite a bit of in the fruit basket upstairs, but something else. Mostly, though, I would say oaky, spicy. I'm going to go back to that ginger, candied ginger, a little bit of orange. Yeah, you know what? A little bit of orange in there. Another quick sip. Wow, that is a really nice dram. And at 56%, a little bit drying on the palate. But, it dries, but doesn't evaporate. So what I would say is actually just quite a nice oaky finish that comes back. But it does tend to dry my palate. While I've talked a bit about spice, or quite a bit about spice, it's not peppery for me. It's not as hot as I'd expect it to be at 56. But savory, tasty, malty. Wow. I really like this. This is a good drama. I don't know if you can still get this particular series, but I know I've seen a few of these on the shelves in Alberta. So the second bottle that I have here is M&H Art and Craft series, and this one is the DoppleBock or the DoppleBock beer cask. So I imagine they're single malt, aged I don't know where, but somewhere in Israel. And then finished or second aging. I guess I can't get that details on there. It probably tells me here, but it's clearly been aged also in this DoppleBock beer cask. Oh, they said the brewery on it, Haaretz Brewery. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but 58.3%. Also natural color, non-chill filtered. Gone from about 56 to 58%, so slight bump. Let's see what some time in a DoppleBock beer cask might give their single malt. Oh, now that's interesting because here I would say there is more fruiting on the nose. Yeah, this continues to be that unique combination of spicing. This is a little sweeter, a little more floral. Lots of malt still, lots of good malt sugar, malt character. Yeah, I don't quite have the fruit yet, but it's just more fruity, a little more kind of fruit cocktail. That just means I can smell that fruit and that sugars, but I'm not sure yet what fruit. So, cheers. Much brighter, sweeter, definitely more fruit. I still think maybe there's a little bit of the characteristic orange, but a juicier fruit as well. A little bit of very ripe apple, a little bit of. That's an unusual one too, and it's too strong. I was going to say a little bit of pineapple, but really mellow pineapple because it's not so tart as pineapple can be, or so I don't want to overplay that. But I'm getting a little bit of like really ripe apple, bit of pineapple tartness in there. Some of the same spicing. Actually, it's hotter now. Of course, it is hotter. It's 58%, but it is a little more peppery than this one as well. Another quick sip. That is a really tasty dram, and still quite savory, even though now it has a lot of other sugars and sweetness that must be coming from the beer cask. I know when M&H first started, I've only read this, I don't really know their history well. They brought out the late Dr. Jim Swan, and he came because of his knowledge with hot climates and how differently, I was going to say quickly, and it is quickly, but whiskey ages, I'm thinking of Cavalan, I'm thinking of, some other hot climate whiskeys, and I know you have to treat them differently, and did a lot of work on that. They do have a new master distiller, his name Tomer Gorin. I'm not sure, he's the head distiller now, and I believe this liquid is under his leadership, so I don't know what else to say, but these are both very, very tasty. And unique, beautiful to come out at good strength, natural color, non-chill filter. We love that. It's kosher, so that's kind of cool as well. And even just being able to taste whiskey from another nation. I haven't had any other Israeli whiskey, so that's pretty cool. It's been a treat. One that I hope you get a chance to try. I have looked up the prices on these, and in my market, they're a little higher than usually where I'm buying in, but these are definitely quality releases, and I could easily recommend either. A little more fruity, a little more malty, a little more influence of like almost not quite grapefruit, but it just a little more here, except this doesn't have those fruit notes, but is really unique, almost exotic spice palette, which I'm quite enjoying. So I don't know which one I prefer. I'll take a moment after or maybe while I'm editing this video to see which one I might have another sip before returning to you, Paul. Thanks again, Paul, and thank you guys for joining me here. I hope you're having just a fantastic summer.